Hello and welcome. Let's dive right into a puzzle that's hiding in plain sight. In the simplest words we use, the huge difference between I and my.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. When you think about yourself, who are you? Really?
Now, that sounds like a massive, heavy philosophical question, doesn't it? But what if I told you the most profound clue to answering it is hiding right inside your own language, in the way you talk every single day? Let's see how that works. Okay, our investigation starts with, of all things, grammar. And I know that sounds super dry, but trust me on this. This is where the mystery really begins to unfold. Just think about how we talk. Anytime you say my, like my car, my house, my opinion, you're automatically creating a relationship of ownership. There's the possessor, which is the I, and then there's the thing that's being possessed, the my. So I is always the subject, and everything you call my becomes an object.
So here's the big insight, the real aha moment. If you can possess it, if you can stick the word my in front of it, then by its very definition, it cannot be the real you. It's something separate from you, something you were just experiencing for a while. Let's build on that idea.
Okay, so let's take a closer look at this massive world of things we call my and see what they all have in common.
I mean, really think about it. Your body, it's literally borrowed from the earth, and it's changing all the time. Your mind and emotions, they just come and go like clouds in the sky. Your knowledge, well, that's all been gathered from outside sources. Even your job or your status in society, that can vanish in a heartbeat. None of these things are the permanent you. They're all just temporary attachments.
And here's the really cool part where our own language reveals the truth. You can say my body or my thought. That works just fine. But go ahead, try saying my I. It sounds weird, right? It doesn't even make sense. The grammar itself just breaks down because the I can never, ever be an object you possess. It is always the ultimate subject. Okay, so if my body, my thoughts, my job, if none of that is the real I, then what is this sense of I that we all walk around with every day? Where does that come from?
Think about that very first moment when you wake up in the morning. Before you remember your name, your job, or all your problems, there's just that simple, raw feeling of awareness, I am. That initial spark is what some philosophers call the I thought. It's like the first seed from which all our other identities start to grow.
And here's a really beautiful metaphor to help us understand this. Imagine the true self is like the sun, a pure, constant source of light. Now, your mind, your intellect, that's like a pool of water. The everyday ego I that we experience, well, that isn't the sun itself. It's just that shimmering, temporary reflection of the sun on the water's surface. This is exactly why when someone asks you, who are you? You don't actually describe your true being. You list your profile. You say, I'm a doctor, or I'm a parent. What you're really doing is describing my degree, my role, my achievements, a whole collection of possessions, but not the possessor itself. So if that ego I is just a reflection, then what's the original source of the light? Well, this brings us to the idea of the true self, or the silent witness. The true I is that awareness that's there before you even think, I am in the morning. It's the silent backdrop that just watches all your thoughts, feelings, and experiences pass by without ever changing itself. It was never born, and it can never die. It simply is. And you know, this isn't just some mystical idea. The psychologist William James pointed to something very similar. He made a distinction between the me and the I. The me is everything you can describe about yourself. Your stories, your personality, your memories. But the I is the silent knower behind all those experiences. It's the one thing that can't be described, only felt. To put it simply, the me is what you have, the I is what you are. The sage Ramana Maharshi actually gave a direct method for experiencing this. He taught that if you just relentlessly turn your attention inward and ask, who am I? That little ego reflection, the I thought, eventually dissolves back into its source, revealing the pure original light. So what is this source? What's the true nature of this silent witnessing I? All right, let's get to the very heart of it. Think about this for a second. Your personality, your ego, it completely disappears when you're in a deep dreamless sleep. But the true self doesn't. It's the continuous awareness that's there when you're awake, when you're dreaming, and even in that deep, dark sleep.
It's the very foundation of your existence, and it's always present. Now, the ancient texts of the Upanishads made a truly breathtaking claim about this I. They declared, Aham Brahmasmi. This profound statement means that your individual I, in its purest form, isn't just a separate little piece of the puzzle. It is Brahman, the ultimate universal consciousness, the very fabric of all reality. And then there's a second, equally powerful statement, Tat Tvam Asi, which means you are that. It's almost like the universe is talking back to you, confirming that the ultimate reality you see out there is the exact same consciousness that you experience as the I in here. So, to bring it all together, everything you call your body, your thoughts, your story, is just a temporary object you're holding on to. But the true I is the eternal subject, the one who possesses. And the ego we live with every day, it's just a fleeting reflection of this true self, which is the silent, unchanging witness behind it all.
So this leaves us with a final, crucial question. We spend our whole lives building and polishing my profile, our careers, our families, our stories. But have you ever stopped to get to know the true I, the silent self that is aware of that profile and everything else?